Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would take a look at the new Marc Jacobs Omega bronzers, but more specifically to compare the shades between, of course, their original and their current, which I didn't even take out of the box yet. We'll also take a look at their new Dewdrops highlighter, as well as making comparison swatches with their Dewdrops shade from last year. We'll do another eye look using their Fantascene eyeshadow palette. I will link that eyeshadow tutorial demo swatch video up above and down below. Without further ado, if you want to see how the Omega bronzers compare some Dewdrop swatch and a nice Fantascene eye look, then please keep on watching. Before we get started, let's clip these hairs out of my face. Today I applied Jane Carter Solutions Curl Defining Cream and Diva Curls Leave-In Decadence. It's still drying and I want it to be completely dry before I fluff it out. That's why it's looking a little small and compact. I'm looking to film my thoughts on that combo after this makeup video, so hopefully by then my hair will be dried, will be fluffed, and we could chat about it. First of all, like, the box is insane. Much like the box that houses the eyeshadow palette, it has the white cardboard with the rose gold sides. I mean, this in itself is just like a piece to have on your table. Vanity, whatever. The shade is, you can't see that, stupid. The shade is Fantasy. It is number 52. This is 0.8 fluid ounces for $44. Instant Highlights Rose Gold Glow Coconut Delight. It's an illuminating gel that you could use as a primer. You could mix with your foundation. You could use just as to spot highlight. You could also mix it with your favorite lotion and put on that body glow. Here's the bottle. I mean, it is just absolutely gorgeous. The frosted glass, the rose gold again trimming on here, and the white cap. It just makes it for a beautiful vanity piece. Here are the Dewdrop highlighters side by side. This launched last year. This is in the shade Do You, and that's number 50. This one you see comes with the silver trimming and this with the rose gold. I love the rose gold more because I'm just biased that way. My poor little Do You got a little clogged. So this is the Fantasy and this is the Do You. So one definitely is more champagne, light gold, and the other a deeper rose gold. Just for fun, I also have the Tom Ford Skin Illuminator in Firelust. This is how they look like side by side. They do have a very similar rose gold hue to them. This is the Tom Ford and this is the Marc Jacobs. Just from the drops alone, the Tom Ford has a little more red pink in it. It's definitely deeper in tone, and I feel like the Marc Jacobs is more creamy because the Skin Illuminator absorbed fairly quickly into my skin and the Marc Jacobs still has some body to it. Before we start with the face, I'll quickly swatch the bronzers. I know we're like, what is the difference? I'm really sad. I already have the Omega from last year's Coconut Collection launch. The reason why I got this one is because of the rose gold. Box, same design, white cardboard with the rose gold edges, but the difference is that the clasp, the closure is rose gold. Last year's was silver and the raised lettering is also rose gold. I don't remember where I read this, but apparently these shades, although they are the same, the newer version is more rosy. I don't know if that's true. I don't remember where I read it. I tried to find like the Instagram post that I thought I read it from, but I could not. They are both named Tan-Tastic and they are in the shades 104. This is $49, but here's the thing. You get 0.8 ounces of product. That's a lot of product. And it's a lot of bronzer, but I just love this compact. It comes with a protective sleeve that has Marc Jacobs on it as well, but the mirror is just, I could do my whole face just using this mirror, and I feel it's particularly slim. It's heavy, it's luxury, so I understand, but I think still suitable for travel. Just make sure you pack it well so it doesn't get knocked around too much. But the fact that the mirror is this big, I just feel it very convenient to do your makeup with and again travel with. If you don't want to bring an extra mirror, you could just rely on this to do your makeup with. Well, this is a year old. I'm not sure if the pigmentation kind of wore but they look the same. Does this look deeper to you? Well, we shall find out. Here is the original Omega from his permanent collection, and right off the bat, the coconut bronzer looks way more neutral, and the original Omega is warmer. This one is 102 Tantric, and I believe why people love and just lost their panties over this bronzer is because it is more neutral in tone, and although contouring and bronzing have different roles, contouring, you will use a cooler, more neutral shade to create that shadow that will look natural on your face. Bronzer is to provide that warmth, that sun-kissed look. People want to tackle both at the same time, and if they can have a shade that's neutral in tone and still look contoured and bronzed at the same time, they'll choose that shade. You remember I mentioned before that I like warmer bronzers on my skin tone because I like that warmth and that sun-kissed look, but this doesn't look bad. And it looks very light on camera, and I'm sure those who are in similar shade range as I are very curious to see how it looks and if it's even worth getting and thinking about. Let's first swatch the original Tantric. That's the original Tantric and how it looks on my skin tone. I'll swatch the new. Ooh, this is really smooth. It smells like coconut. I mean, it does show up on my skin tone, but it kind of just looks like my skin tone. But you see Tantric is significantly warmer than, what is this called? Tan-Tastic. Tan-Tastic is definitely more neutral, and I can see why it is a favorite. If you're not into orange bronzers or you look orange very quickly, this will not be the shade for you. I'm going to do both. But quickly, let's just swatch the one from last year, just to see, out of curiosity, if they are in fact the same. Yeah, they look the same to me. What do you think? I don't know why I read somewhere that the current coconut bronzer is a touch rosier. I don't know. Let me see. Let me do this again. This is the current. This is last year's. I think they're the same. I'm looking very deeply into this, and probably I'm just hallucinating. What I wanted to do is show you how I apply the gel highlighter in Fantasy. You can do this in several ways. I like to apply this shade in particular all over my face first, but I like to blend it in with my foundation. I just uploaded a Makeup Forever demo on my Instagram, and I forgot how much I love their HD foundation sticks. Don't get me wrong, I still love my Hourglass, but this definitely has a creamier texture. This has more coverage though. It depends on what you're looking for coverage wise and texture wise. So I'm going to use both today. This is in the shade 153. I'm just putting that on the center of my face first, and then I'll apply Warm Honey all around the perimeters, especially here because I need this coverage to tackle these blemishes that I have. What I like to do in combining foundations with illuminators is to take it on the back of my hand, about that much. I'll swipe it like right over the foundation, because when I blend it out, it's going to just mix in and give us that illuminated look from within. Using my trusty Wayne Goss number 1. Oh, it does smell like coconut. The illuminator smells like coconut. Bronzer smells like coconut. If you're not into that, then definitely you're not getting this. I find it a very nice scent. It doesn't seem overwhelming. I forgot I did my brows. You gotta be careful, girlfriend. Almost knocked that out of my face. Here's how the skin looks after everything has been blended. I feel it does add an extra touch of moisture to the skin, and I do look more illuminated for sure. If you are a deeper skin tone, I think this will look beautiful as a highlight on the cheekbones, the forehead, the nose area. If you're around the tan spectrum like I am, I think you can also use it all over your cheekbone, maybe on the cheek as a highlighter on that area, but I think it also serves as a beautiful all over illuminator. Put on some concealer. That was not Okay, I'm gonna spritz my beauty sponge because it took a little long to start filming and it got a little dry on me. Now, when you think about the bronzer, you get 0.8 ounces for $49. If you think about like Chanel, for instance, Chanel, you're only getting 0.42 ounces for $58. And I'm a moron and I have this, so okay. It definitely is a splurge, but the amount of product that you get, I think is, if you don't have a bronzer and you don't have a luxury bronzer and you're thinking about buying one, you definitely can consider the Marc Jacobs one. Before I set the concealer, I'm going in with the Do You shade, and I'm just gonna apply that to the tops of my cheekbones. This is a gorgeous shade. The only problem I have with this formula is that the pump gets clogged very easily, and if you don't clean it out, those hard parts, very hard to blend out on your face. They look chunky, so you have to make sure you press out a smooth serving of that highlighter, or else you have to take out those chunky parts and make sure you don't put those on your face. And I find using a beauty sponge is the easiest way to blend this into your skin. Just for fun, if you just want to see how it looks on the cheeks, I'm taking Fantasy now, just a little bit. I'm putting that more on the cheek area where you also have that beam of light. Taking my beauty sponge and just blending that in. And it gives the cheek a really nice glow, nice pinky glow. So if you want to go no foundation or very light foundation, not wear blush, but you still want some shine there, I think this will work very well in that way. I'm going to carefully powder just the under eye area because I don't want to disturb my highlight that's going on. Taking my Hourglass Veil translucent powder, making sure that the concealer is blended before we apply the powder. Taking my small taper brush and I'm just right where I need it. I'm gonna center my forehead as well, and I'm making sure I set my nose super well because we're having one of those freak hot days again in NYC. Temperature's high, humidity's high. And I'm just like, I still want to wear foundation. I'm really strange. Can't help myself. I'm gonna take Patrick's powder to set the rest of my face. Oh, actually, wait. I want to take my Makeup Forever, their Pro Light Fusion highlighter in number 2, and I first want to set the Do You on before I go in with powder. Oh, I forgot how much I love this highlighter. Its gelée formula just makes it foolproof to apply, but you could build this up to be a wham bam glow, or you could just make it so it's subtle. But I feel it just looks very beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look textured, it doesn't look too much. Just put highlighter on my hair. And now I will go in with Patrick's powder and powder. I am going out. I'm not sure if it's going to be that obvious that I'm wearing 2 different bronzers. What I'll do is I'll apply the bronzer separately and I'll just apply the one to the other side so I can look even. I know we're all waiting to see how Tan-Tastic looks, so I'm taking that. I can see why people love this shade so much, again, because it's definitely not going to make you look orange. I love the color. It definitely shows up on me. This is my second application, just building up the color a little bit. And sure, I mean, I look contoured as well, but let's see how Tantric looks. Oh yeah, Tantric is definitely giving me more of a bronze vibe. This is very cool. It looks cool neutral on me. This though, like, I'm bronze, which I mean I prefer because that's what a bronzer is supposed to do. And I get if people who are not my skin tone and who are weary of looking orange, why this shade might not work well, or they feel is not as foolproof to use as this one. Don't get me wrong, this is a beautiful shade, but if I want that warmth and that sun-kissed look, then I'm definitely going to rely on Tantric to provide that. I'm going to do Tantric on this side, so I look a little more even. Lightly with Tan-Tastic on this side. Here's a close-up of how the powder looks on my skin. I feel like I've applied maybe 2-3 layers and it doesn't look powdery. It actually looks very smooth. So not only the shades are beautiful, but the performance of the bronzer is really nice. The powder is buttery, it's soft, it blends into the skin well, despite the fact that I layered these bronzers and it doesn't look powdery or chalky or textured. I think it's a great thing. And while I was looking for prices, this actually won the Allure Beauty Award for 2017, not only because of the shade, but how really beautiful it looks on the skin. All right, friends, I'm gonna quickly go off camera, do the rest of my eye makeup. I'm using the Fantascene eyeshadow palette. If you want a more in-depth video, again, with swatches and step-by-step application, then I'll link that down below and up above. Be right back. All right, hair's fluff. We got the eyes on. This is pretty much what I did on my first demo using the Fantascene palette. I just quickly wanted to show you how we can use Fantasy Gel Illuminator with some lotion. Very hot day today, so I'm gonna go in with my Body Butter SPF 40 from Supergoop. Take some of that. Gotta protect these shoulders, you know what I mean? Take a dot, run over there, mix that together. Oh, that's nice. Maybe with some of my collarbones. I like it. Gave it a little glow. Nice way to know how to use this in addition to highlighter on your face. I don't think we're gonna get the loose powder. It's actually more expensive than the Hourglass Veil. The powder I have here on Sephora's app, $44 for 0.28 ounces. I can only go so far with the splurging, friends. Oh my god, I just got a sneeze attack. Apparently it has 5 different types of coconut in it, which makes it very smoothing and soft and creamy to the skin. I'm sure it's really nice. Maybe, I know loose powders are hard to take as samples as testers, but I'm willing to make it happen because I'm curious to see how it looks over foundation, how it sets foundation, and if it really makes a difference on how the skin texture looks. Here's the bronzer. Again, although the Tan-Tastic is a beautiful shade, I found this at the Sephora at Soho. I was shocked. It is sold out on Sephora.com as well as Marc Jacobs website. I feel people got like 2 since this shade is just loved by many, and I get it. It's neutral tone, will give you that contour but also that touch of warmth if you don't want to look too warm. I prefer the Tantric from the original as a bronzing shade, but if you don't want to look bronzy and you want to look more contoured and sculpted, but maybe with the touch of bronze, then you would consider the Tan-Tastic. If you already have a contour shade and you want like a bronzer and you're in my shade range with this, which is like tan, then definitely consider the Tantric. And it's permanent, it's not limited edition. I think they are making the Tan-Tastic permanent. I could be wrong about that. I'll put those details down below just to confirm. But yeah, friends, that's the wrap. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another comparison, chit chat, get ready with me, tutorial, or review. Take care and I'll see you again soon.